there's something else that I missed, I think, and I'm hoping you can help me out. First of all, well, two questions. How do we understand the habits of patrons of short-term rentals? So there are comparisons clearly on what a short-term renter spends in a city versus what a resident, and do you have analytics for that? How do they actually do that?
We don't have comparisons for residents, but the short-term rental data was derived from surveys that the firm had done. Surveys,
okay. And then did they then envision what the difference would be? I mean, these homes, if well, we know bans don't work anyway, but let's just say for some reason on a parallel universe we were to ban vacation rentals and those houses were burned down. They disappeared. It seems to me that this study almost looks at it in those terms. It's not giving us any information with respect to who would go into those homes. So I guess we'd have to assume that homes that are no longer vacation rentals would then potentially go back to part-time homes or long-term rentals or full-time houses. How do you work that into these kind of numbers so that we get an honest comparison between how people would live and spend in these houses when they're not vacation rentals? You follow me?
Follow, yes. There's data that provides average household expenditures and what families, property owners spend on, but we'd have to go back and do a more extensive study with any of these groups to include the side of the ledger that you're talking about. What if, what are the spends if there were no vacation rentals?
It doesn't seem to me that would be too difficult because we should be able to take a cross-section on that or a survey on that. But doesn't it skew these numbers if you don't have the replacement numbers for the uses that these houses could potentially have?
Yes and no, and I say no because as a resident, no transit occupancy tax is being generated. So that number, if gone, is gone.
No, I understand that. That's an easy one. That's low-hanging fruit. I'm talking about expenditures in restaurants. This study makes a lot of reference to what's being spent in the community beyond city taxes on retail, restaurant, dining, and residents do that too. So that's, to me, a gap, unless I'm missing something.
It did not break down into that level of detail that you're discussing.
Okay, so yeah. It was envisioned then that there would be no income coming from these houses, in terms of community spending, once the vacation rentals were gone. Well, for this point of what I'm saying for this report, they didn't backfill any of these houses with anything. So is that correct?
What the report looked at was the revenue generated to the city based on the $6.3 million amount of the TOT, and I believe the sales tax was estimated around, was it $2 million? So that is correct in regards to the sales tax loss portion.
So the TOT is easy to figure out. We get that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to